telling another story about a time when Morgan was young and stupid. Welcome back. Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan Shay, and if you haven't already joined and became a part of our beauty gang, then what are you waiting for? And if you are already part of Morgan Shay's beauty gang, then welcome back, and I love you guys so much. So without further ado, let's just go ahead and get right on into it. So this happened 8 or 9 years ago. And at the time, I was very young, and when I was younger, as I've told you all before, I spent most of my time with my grandparents, so with my nanny and pappy. So I was very, very sheltered, very sheltered. And so I had no clue about the outside world for the most part. And when I became 18, that's all it took. I went wild. My friends were like, let's go to the beach. We're gonna have so much fun. It's gonna be a good time. One other important part for me to fill you guys in on is that my nanny and pappy spoiled me absolutely rotten. Now, like I've said before, my pappy passed away when I was 16. And so when my pappy passed away, my nanny, even more so then, became even more of a person to really spoil me and not tell me no. And I had her credit card. She gave me credit cards and always had emergency money. I went to the beach with my friends. Now, when I say friends, I mean this in not even friends. These were acquaintances, people that I really hardly knew, and were more so friends with a person that I had just really met and was starting to become close with. And you guys, we went on the trip. I was one of the only people with a car, a good car, and there was around 8 of us. So all 8 of us go, 5 people ride in my car and 3 people ride in the other car. The people in my car was the friend that I had just become associated with and other people she knew. So we begin our journey to the beach, okay? And we make it to the beach and things are fine at first, except for pretty much everybody there they were running out of money. Now, let me preface that by saying that the friend of mine who I was already close with or was just becoming close with, I already told her that I would pretty much pay for her on the trip because I knew that she didn't have any money. And I knew that if I didn't do it, that she couldn't afford to go. So it wasn't my money anyway. So I said, oh, I'll just pay for you, whatever. So the first couple of days, things are okay. And then by day 3, like I said, people are running out of money. Okay. And so I'm paying for dinners, lunches. The breakfast was already paid for by the hotel that we were staying in. And this is when my nanny starts blowing up my phone because of course she's seeing all these charges in another state. And she's like, oh my goodness, what has this child done now? And I know that if I answer the phone, I already know why she's calling. I'm not stupid. I already know why she's calling. And my nanny was very much of the person to where like, she would not let me spend my money. She was like, no, I want you to save your money. You need to save it and you can have these cards and I'll give you cash whenever you need it, whatever. I didn't even have my own personal banking account. I mean, she's blowing me up and I already know why she's calling. She's calling me because she's wanting to know why there are so many charges that I'm making in another state. So finally on day 4, when I'm like, okay, I cannot be charging this card like this. Like I can't, I've already spent all the money of my emergency money that I had. Any of the cash that my nanny had given me, it was gone. I had no more. So I called my nanny on the balcony because my friends told me don't answer the phone. You know, she won't cut your cards off when she knows you're in another state, so on and so forth. Like horrible influences. And I call her and I'm like, yeah, I went to the beach. I wanted to go. Friend of mine, she couldn't really afford it. And now we're here and now everybody spent all their money and I'm having to pay for everybody to eat. And she said, you get your ass home right now. She was so upset with me because her thing was, she was like, Morgan, if you would have just asked me, I would have let you and your friend go to the beach, but I'm not going to pay for 8 people to go to the beach. And now as an adult, like oh my gosh. Anyways, so the next day is when things really get interesting, because I tell my friends that I've spoke to my nanny now and that she thinks that I should come home and that I really don't want to disobey her because she's the person supplying me the funds and I don't want to upset her any more than she already is. And all of them are just like, oh, you'll be fine. She's not going to leave you stranded and cut off your cards in a different state. She wouldn't do that. And meanwhile, back in Tennessee with my grandmother, she is like talking to one of her best friends about what she can do about me and that she doesn't want me to go down the wrong path and she doesn't want me to be friends with people that don't have my best interest at heart and people that are just going to use me for things that aren't even mine and so on and so forth. And her friend tells her, cut the cards off. Cut the cards off and teach her a lesson. And that's exactly what my nanny does. She cuts my cards off and teaches me a lesson, but I don't know this yet. I just paid for dinner and we were heading back to the hotel. We were of age, so we went to a liquor store and we got a bottle of liquor. And I'm the type of person to where 2 shots and I'm out, so I was passed out on the bed. Now, as I've told you guys before, the smell of marijuana literally makes me sick to my stomach. So I wake up sick to my stomach and I smell pot and I freak out because this particular hotel that we were in were really strict. They literally had papers hanging up in the lobby that if you smoke marijuana, they will kick you out and they will charge you $700 to the room to clear the air or whatever. Of course, you guys already know where this is going. The hotel kicks us out, and at this point, I'm like, if you all are riding with me, we're going home, because I'm the type of person to where I will get walked over for a minute, but then eventually I will put my foot down and I get Atkins angry. That's what we call it, Atkins angry. I get really, really mad and I put my foot down. And the person who I had just become getting close with, we'll call her Kayla. She's like, all right, I'm leaving. So I would say I think there were 4 of us who left and 4 who stayed. So half and half. I don't know what they were going to do because they literally told me they had no money. They were probably lying to me. Now that I think back about it, they had to be lying to me and were just saving all their money and having my nanny pay for their damn vacation. But anyway, so we start to head home. I do not know that the cards are cut off. You guys, when we start to head home, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, okay? When the lady in the office of the hotel was nice enough to print me a MapQuest direction. So I have my friend Kayla in the passenger seat trying to tell me how to go, and then my gas light comes on. So I pull into a gas station to get gas, and I'm paying at the pump and it's not approving my card. And I'm like, that cannot be, because I know how much the spending limit is on this card. And I know I went nowhere near that. So I try a different card. It gets declined. And I have one other card that I know for a 1000% fact could not get declined. I know. I try the card, you guys, it declines it. So at this point, I have no cash and all of my cards are declined. And I know everybody in the car doesn't have any cash, or so I thought. So I opened the door and I'm like, hey, do any of y'all have any money? Because my nanny has cut my cards off. She's had to have, because there's no way they're getting declined. There's no way. And all of them are like, no, Morgan, no. And then one of the girls was like, oh, I have $5. And she gives me a $5 bill. And I'm like, guys, how the hell are we going to get home? We are an hour from the beach. We got 7 more hours to go to get home. I'm calling my nanny. She's not answering. So my nanny had a home phone with the answering machine, of course. She never had her cell phone on. I used to get on to her about that all the time. I'm like, if there's an emergency and you're not home, how am I supposed to get a hold of you? You don't check your messages but like once a week, woman. If I was dead in a ditch, you wouldn't know for a week. But so I call the house phone and I'm crying and I'm like, Nanny, I left the beach. They got in trouble for smoking weed and you know how I hate it and I blah, blah, blah. I tell her the whole story. I'm boo-hooing on the phone. Boo-hooing on the phone. She doesn't answer and she doesn't call me back. It's probably around 5:30 in the morning when I called her And we made it probably about another hour on the gas that I had put in the car. I had some change in my car. I put it all together. We got about another hour and I was too scared to keep driving. So I just pulled off an exit and on in the gas station. And she called me, and I do know that the sun was up, and I want to say that it was around 9:30, 10 o'clock. So she made me wait about 5 hours, and she called me. And she said, "Where are you at?" And I said, "I don't know where I am." I said, "But I am around somewhere in Georgia, and I need to get home, but we have no money. None of these people have any money." And she's like, "Did you learn your lesson?" And I said, "Yeah, I've been sitting in this parking lot for hours. I'm hungry. I haven't had anything to eat." I was crying on the phone. And she said, "Your cards are back on. Go get you some gas, and you don't help nobody anymore unless you talk to me first. Because you need to remember, that's not your money, that's my money, and that money is for you." You guys, that obviously did not teach me a lesson, because not long after that, I did something even more stupid. And that's a whole different story time that I'm going to tell. And it's going to be a really hard one for me to tell, because I ended up making a big mistake that I had to pay for a very long time. So yeah, this is the story of the time where my nanny had enough and she left me stranded hours from home. And when I got home, I hugged her so tight and I said, "I'm so sorry." And the thing about it is that she gave me my emergency money right back. So I just felt like I could keep going and keep pushing the limits and pushing the limits and pushing the limits a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more. And you guys, what eventually ends up happening with me is I end up hurting my own self, and it hurt me for many, many years. And I'm very blessed, lucky, and just very thankful to be able to be here today and telling you guys some of these crazy stories. And you guys, when I tell you all that you all have not even heard even an inch of what I have, you have not heard nothing. I have so many good stories, but I really want to wait until after we get some more subscribers to give you all the real juicy ones. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you one of the juiciest ones I've got for Friday's video. So be sure that you do tune in to Friday's video. Also, this is the YouTuber shout out for this video. Be sure that you do subscribe to their channel and support us smaller YouTubers, as we want to be here for you guys and entertain you guys with some content. Do be sure that you do leave them some lipstick emojis down in their comment section so that they know that you came from the Morgan Shea Beauty Game. And also don't forget that there has been a secret emoji somewhere in this video, and that if you do comment it down below, it will get you an extra entry into my 100 subscribers giveaway, which we are halfway there to, and I cannot believe that we are already halfway to 100 subscribers. You guys are absolutely amazing. I couldn't ask for a better little family that we have here. I love you guys so much. And do be sure that you do like this video. Let me know that you do like my story times. And also, it is a free way that you can help me out and help me out. I love you. And yeah, guys, so without further ado, until next time, I will see you in the next video. I love you all so much. Also, I did have a few people asking me about my uploading schedule. I'm uploading every Sunday, every Tuesday, and every Friday. So yeah, guys, and sometimes maybe even a little special video. So yeah, until next time, bye guys.